And now it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Mexa, Corey Sandin, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Royal Polaris, the world's finest long-range sports fisher. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Mexa, and Corey Sandin.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray. Corey Sandin is sitting in today. Ricky's a little under the weather this weekend, so we have Corey today. That's awesome. And we have a couple of great guests here. Kevin Nakata, the Sea Samurai, is here, and Chris Arechaederra from Cca, California. I butchered his name, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. But he's a great guy. A lot of fun, so you stay tuned. This is Southern California's sports fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and the mightier 1090 ESPN radio. The future comes standard at your San Diego County Ford dealers, so swing on by and check out the legendary Ford F-150, the smart and capable Ford Ranger, and the all-new Ford Bronco Sport. New inventory is arriving daily, and your San Diego County Ford dealer is here to help you build and order the truck or SUV of your dreams. Want to make sure you get the right truck to tow your boat? They'll help you order the right configuration to meet your needs. Want to make sure you get the right SUV to haul your gear on your next adventure? They've got you covered there too. Escape, Edge, Bronco Sport, Explorer, and Expedition. They've got the SUV that's perfect for you. If it isn't on the lot, they'll order it and get you exactly what you need. They want your trade, so swing by your nearest San Diego County Ford dealer or visit buyfordnow.com to see all the great deals. They'll be glad to hook you up.
You've heard all about it. You know the anglers catching fish have it, so what's holding you back? It's a fact. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. You can get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Martin Island, 365 days a year. FishDope.com is for everyone, whether you have your own boat, fish on your friend's boat, or a sport boat. FishDope.com has online planning tools, moon phase, tides, hot bite icons, and more. So bottom line is, if you don't have FishDope.com, well, you're probably missing a lot of bites. Membership costs less than $50 of gas, and that's for the entire year. That's right, 1 year. What a bargain. Plus, use the special code to save $20 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
All right, good morning. Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Man, a packed house in here today.
Yeah, we do. We have a couple of great guys. Thanks for stepping in, Corey. Sure appreciate it. Ricky, I got the call yesterday afternoon that Ricky is, unfortunately, under the weather. He has a tooth issue that he's dealing with.
Painful.
Very painful. And so he'll be back next weekend. But this weekend, he's heavily medicated.
Despite that, I'm stoked to be in here.
Yeah, we're stoked to have you for sure. Very happy to have you. And very happy to have Kevin and Chris, too. Good morning, gents.
Good morning. Good morning.
Great to have you. And, of course, Sea Samurai has been here before. And this guy, Corey, fishes more than a lot of people put together. Well, certainly more than everybody in this room.
More than me, for sure.
More than me. But you do fish a lot, right, Kevin?
I got this job now where I kind of have to fish a lot. So I have to go out there and promote the brands that I rep, and it's really important that I do that because I got to show that I know what I'm talking about when I go to shops.
So what brands are you repping now?
So I'm repping Warbaits, Kicker Fishing, Submission Fishing Company, and Bixby, who makes electric motors for Hobie kayaks.
Oh,
interesting.
Yeah. Wow, okay.
Mm-hmm. And other things too, power banks and solar panels. They're a really amazing high technology company.
Really? Mm-hmm. So Bixby Motors are really cool. It's something that you can put on your kayak, right?
Yes. So it's not just Hobies either. So you can use any other kayak that you have, and you can mount one of these Bixby electric motors on it, put a battery that they supply in this kit, with a remote control and a kill switch and go out there, and you can do, like on a pro angler, 4.5 miles an hour.
You're kidding.
No pedaling. But when you pedal with it, it's even crazier. Yeah.
So how long does that battery provide power?
So when you're going full speed, like 4.5 miles an hour, just on the battery power alone, it won't last you nearly as long as like going all day with maybe 2 clicks on the forward setting, which is about 2 miles an hour. But you pedal with it, and that's 4.5 miles an hour, and you're not pedaling as hard, right? That can last you 12 hours.
Crazy.
But if you're going full speed, just relying on the motor at full blast, it's like maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours.
But I see the added deal, like on a windy day, like
right,
yeah,
going in and out,
right?
If you want to cover a bunch of water in a tournament, it's awesome. Like that's what I use it for, is going in and out. I also stand up with it, and I'm not trolling around. I'm looking around for yellows now, so I don't have to ever sit down. I'm always standing up and keeping my eyes above the horizon, being able to see further out.
Those things are so stable. It's incredible.
Right. Yes.
To be able to stand up, and we were talking about that when Ron was
pro anglers.
Yeah, the 360 too. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the 360. Yeah,
yes.
Such an awesome machine.
When you're going in and around docks and stuff, if you don't have a pro angler with the 360, you're just missing out. Yeah, guaranteed.
It really is cool. Now, speaking of fishing, last weekend you'll see in the picture that we put when we post this on our app. You'll see the picture that goes along with it, that you won the World Team Fishing League belt, right?
Yeah. So I'm part of a club. I'm actually part of a couple of clubs. The San Diego Anglers. Actually, I'm in the middle of a halibut derby right now. So
as we speak, sitting in studio, he's fishing a tournament.
That's right. Yeah. So I'm actually going to finish up here. I was throwing it before I came in studio for about half an hour trying to get a fish, but I'm going to book it after this, and I'm going to go fish the rest of the tournament. But I fish the Mad Max Fishing Club tournaments too. We have the Spotty Bowl and the World Team Fishing League, and we won. My partner and I won this last week, fishing right in the backyard here, right behind your studio. So
just in the harbor basin right here.
Just America's Cup. Yeah, it's a very interesting tournament format, derby, whatever you want to call it. There was 12 guys in it. It's going to grow, obviously, but you're only subject to fishing one place. That's it. You can't escape this. So you can only fish inside this America's Cup harbor for that tournament, and it was the race to 100 spotted bay bass.
And what time did you get your 100th fish?
So we started at about 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, and then it went on to about 9:30. But it's
at night.
At night. The cutoff is 10 p.m. That's when whoever's got the most at that point is the winner. But if you tap out before you get to 10 p.m., even if you're in the lead, you're out.
You're out.
The person's going to get the belt and the money if they stick it out. Yeah.
I think Corey might have been able to last, but I think I would have been tapped out at like noon.
I mean, I love fishing, but this is crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
Did you guys notice how proud he was wearing that walking around?
Yeah. It was like I was ready to play the Rocky music. You know, I was like, whoa. Yeah.
Well, that's like the idea is like it's to bring fun into like it's like a wrestling thing. So it's just bringing fun into it. You talk smack on this Discord app that it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's a fun thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's cool. And so I'm familiar with Kicker, of course, and we're familiar with Afrin's War Baits, of course. Submission fishing, what is that?
So they specialize in making small to large slow pitch jigs, and that's the real focus. Speed jigging too, we'll get into that, but this person, his name's Mike Muto. He developed a style of fishing using these 20-gram size and all the way up to 600 gram, but the 20 gram is really his like bread and butter. And so you go along these docks and you basically pitch into docks for spotted bay bass, and it is amazing how much they jump on that lure. So I've been fishing it for the last about 2 months, learning how to dock fish, and I think I'm okay now because I'm winning tournaments with it, and it's literally like that. Anyone can do it, but now we're getting into tuna jigs too. So we're creating like 400 to 600 gram flat fall style, like slow pitch. A lot of people really kind of misconstrue like what a flat fall jig is, but a slow pitch jig is actually much different than a flat fall jig because of the way it like shimmies down. There's different curves you can give it, like different edges.
It's a whole different technique, really.
It is a very different technique.
Like the Colt Sniper type are meant to get down and jig and flutter on a quick on a quick fall.
Right.
I mean, they may find their slow fall, but for the majority, they're fluttering and falling fast. Where the slow pitch, like you mentioned, are meant to lift up, and instantly they're on their side fluttering.
Yes, the word is instantly. Yes, you're right, because it's not like a slow jab or curl one way or the other. This thing is right when you do it, it's going to do this weird
shimmy.
Any different way, it could go a different way. It's always erratic, which makes it good, slower.
Yeah.
Like a 600-gram jig, if you have the right curvature and the sharpness of the edges, it will fall at a rate of 3 seconds. So that's a very slow fall for a 600-gram jig.
Yeah.
That's crazy talk, and for bluefin it makes a lot of sense, because if you're trying to stay in the strike zone, right, if the fish are ranging from 40 feet in this spot where they're coming through, because sometimes these schools aren't tall, maybe they're stretched out and they're kind of blanketed, so they're covering a certain depth when you're fishing at night. If those fish are situated in that spot and you're bringing in a slow pitch jig in this certain zone, the fish pick up on it with the vibration, the shimmy, the flash, whatever it may be at dark, and they'll feel it, see it, and they'll hit it a lot more because they see it in the strike zone for a heck of a lot longer. So it's pretty interesting. Like the flat fall really introduced that concept to a lot of people who have never seen that, right? And they kind of developed the understanding as it came along, and now you've seen a lot of companies like Taddy and all these other, and Daiwa coming out with all sorts of different stuff. But Shimano really established that they were they're first to be able to bring in these bluefin on this bigger style jig, right? Yeah. So, and it kills them still. Style. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's still killing them. So
yeah, still.
Yeah, it's a fun technique. I mean, I've learned all that from the rock fishing.
Now I don't know about throwing a 600 gram is very fun. That sounds like work to me.
It is.
Yes. Yeah, I can imagine. Well, Chris, of course, CCA assistant director, and you and Wayne do such a fantastic job with CCA, and your main focus is mostly working with the clubs and building the not the clubs, but building the chapters, right? And so, tell us about that job. What kind of is your main focus on doing that kind of?
Yeah, so it's very interesting. Every day is different. So we have local chapters, from San Diego all the way up to Bakersfield. So all the local chapters have different events, have meetings every month, all that. We have charters coming up, all kinds of good stuff. We have the main banquets, which we have in San Diego here on the 18th of June. We've got LA on the 21st of May. We had Channel Islands 2 weeks ago, I think.
2 weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, up in Ventura. So it's all good stuff. But mainly...
And then Inland Empire has one too, right?
Inland Empire has one. But, 50% of my job is actually following the Energizer Bunny, which we all know as Wayne. Yeah. But, it's all, it's super fun. It's really a joy getting to work with all of our volunteers. They're really the main stars of the show.
And being I'm on the board for CCA and all the guys from Texas that are working on building the chapters here is the key. That's the whole key to success of making progress in the state of California, which, as we know, is a very challenging state to do anything politically. But building the chapters and getting the personnel involved is the whole key to success of CCA in California, right?
Yeah, it's the CCA model. They have all local chapters, and with California, with its potential, it's got the potential to be just like a CCA Texas, just like a CCA Florida, and
Absolutely.
All that. Where we're only at 7 right now. Could you imagine how many chapters we're going to end up with up and down the coast?
Yeah.
Which really, in a state like California, it's got to be. It really could be divvied up into 3 different states with the different fisheries and all that. So whole nother pool of issues up there and compared to Southern California.
Yeah, and compare that to Texas. Texas has a lot of similar fishing. California has diverse fishing.
Yeah, for sure.
Very much so. How many chapters? I don't know that you know the answer. How many chapters in Texas, which is where CCA was founded?
In Texas, that's a great question. I'm sure Wayne's going to text me the answer. Yeah. But overall, nationally, I think it's over 230.
230 different chapters in different states.
Yeah.
Because CCA is huge in Louisiana, Texas, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina.
Yep, pretty much
all the coastal states.
Yeah, any state that shares a coastline has a CCA chapter.
Yeah, and that's the whole key. We're not talking bass fishing here necessarily. We're talking saltwater fishing with CCA. So
yeah.
And then you and Chris also do a CCA podcast every week, right?
We do. So
you
this
created
year
that and started it. 15 different episodes.
15 episodes ago. Yeah. So it's been an absolute pleasure just to really kind of invite new people every single week. We added Kevin on as a co-host. I think 10 weeks ago now. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy to see all of the success that it's been brought to us, and it's really fun. It really is. I mean, just kind of, we're not at Let's Talk Hookup level yet, but we're getting there slowly but steadily.
That's cool. And so how do you tune into that podcast?
So pretty much anywhere you get your podcast. So if you go on your iPhone, it's the Apple Podcasts app. If you go on your Android, it's either Google Play. We're on Stitcher as well. You can actually listen to us on the CCA website as well. And then Spotify too. Yeah,
and you can listen to we can all listen to your show, Pete, because we've had you on the podcast.
That's right. That was about 3 weeks ago or something like that. We were sitting on the back of my boat, and
I know
that was fun.
Episode 11.
11, yeah. Yes. That was probably one of my favorite episodes, too.
Yeah.
And then, so what do you discuss with Pete? Is it like the history of Let's Talk Hookup and Pete's background? And
it's really kind of all of the above, Corey. So, really it's kind of an opportunity just to kind of sit down with people and really kind of get to know their story and just talk fishing. CCA, in our CCA world, a lot of politics going on and all that. It's really kind of a way for all of our sponsors, all of our friends, all of our supporters, members, state board members, everyone, or some people that aren't really that involved with CCA to come on, just to kind of show their story, and it's really, really fun.
And we're getting a lot of young people to want to tune in because we're giving them great advice on how to be part of the industry, how to effectively be part of what we're doing as far as CCA's agenda, which is to get people fishing more in the future, right, and to protect their rights.
Right.
And when we talked to Pete about this, he gave some great advice about how to get involved, in his history, his background with the fishing industry, marketing, how to be a better, presenter of yourself. I mean, there's really good information for young guys. I mean, we're old, Chris. Just remember that.
Yeah, right.
but guys getting in there at 20 years old that want to come out, they just finished college or they haven't, and they want to try being part of the fishing industry and supporting themselves and their families with financially, and I think that they're getting involved with it now, and we're trying to help them.
Yeah. And to add on to that, I think I've told you this, Pete, but 60% of our audience is below the age of 30.
That's amazing.
Which is great.
Yeah, that's really great. Yeah, and that's kind of the new age of the podcast these days. Yeah,
kind of. Yeah,
it's pretty cool. So that's available at the CCA California. .org website.
Yep, ccacalifornia.org.
Or like you say, Spotify or whatever platform your podcasts go. Right?
And people should subscribe to it too, because they'll get notified on when we've done an episode. They come out Thursdays, but we want them to be able to show their support. So please just give us a subscription. Want to make sure that we know you're listening on the regular.
Is it a 1 hour, 2 hour? What?
It kind of just depends on the guest. Some guests, we just had Todd Manser, and I think he talked for an hour and a half.
Wow.
Typically about an hour or so is our average.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and we're, with us, we're trying to take not necessarily a new approach, but a different approach to where, on who we have as guests. So a couple weeks ago, actually the first episode that we had Kevin on was with Tony and Chad from the Grande, and that was a huge episode. That was cool. But they're 2 deckhands from the Grande. So, just kind of mixing it in a little bit, and then we have Todd Manser, we have Jeff Squash from OCT, a whole gauntlet, basically.
And then last week you had one talking about the Rigs the Reef program, right?
That's next week.
Oh, next week's over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, sneak
and
peek.
was I not supposed to tell that?
No, you can.
Okay.
Sneak peek into next Thursday. It was great because we're exploring into different topics, which is scientific and maybe political.
Sure.
Things that are really of concern to anglers, right? That want to learn more about what's going on and how to be involved. involved.
Yeah, and that's the idea, is that to promote CCA, to encourage people to be a part of CCA and a part of the mission that CCA has.
Yeah, and honestly, between Kevin and I, we're not really afraid to have those tough conversations too.
Yeah.
To reach across the aisle, to have other people, different guests, to really have the meaningful conversations. That's our goal every week, to have a meaningful conversation.
Yeah. Well, as you can hear, we have a great show lined up for you today. A lot to talk about. I mean, Kevin, I know, is one of the top fishermen around, and I've fished with Chris too. They're both really good fishermen and know their stuff. So if you have questions about fishing, about tackle, about CCA, I mean, we've got it all covered here, Corey.
Really, Pete, there's a lot going on here.
MC swim baits,
right? I know, like
about,
nothing about good times for sure. And if you want to join us, 213-432-1090. That's the telephone number here. There's a direct line in the Let's Talk Hookup. Again, 213-432-1090, or you can text us via the app. It's been a really cool thing. And Pete and myself, we get the text messages. We can read them on air. And at the end of the show, we're actually giving away a couple really cool prizes.
We are, yeah. I think that people that have seen some of the posts that we've been putting on social media know, but we're giving away prize packages and including, well, let me go with prize pack. Do we have time to go with prize packages?
So tell us what's in it.
So we have two packages. We have a bait package that's got included in it war baits fishing, war baits gear, which include the swim bait heads, an underspin, the neck breakers, which have been killer out there. The neck breakers. It's a swing head. It's got a loose head to it with a jointed, like an articulating, freed up ring to a weedless hook. It's really good. That's been absolutely killer lately. But we have that, and we have the kicker pickle kicks in there, soft plastic. We have the Submission Fishing Company 40 grams slow pitch jigs, and then we have an inshore package. Oh, and we have in both of these packages we have a CCA San Diego chapter banquet ticket to be able to come to the event that's on June 18th
at the Portuguese Hall.
It's
a huge event. It's got to be your largest event, Chris.
One of the biggest ones, yeah. And this one's going to be extra special.
It's going to be giant, because it's going to honor Bob and Ann Fletcher.
Yep. We're really looking
Anthony
forward to that.
Shea Ward. Yep. So, and then we have the inshore package, which is going to be larger war baits heads from 3/4 to 1.5 ounce, larger pickle kick, some one kicker 25 surface iron, one kicker 25 heavy iron, scrambled egg in the heavy, and then a double mint in the surface iron, and then we have the Submission Fishing Company javelins in the 130 and the 220 gram.
Man, what a list, Pete.
Yeah. So, and you said the texter's going to get which package?
The texter, I think we should settle with the Bay. I think the Bay guys are going to be pretty stoked. They have some great questions out there, but I feel like, we definitely going to have some yellowtail guys that are going to be calling in. So
for sure,
let's talk about yellowtail. Let's talk about calicos, halibut, something that's more inshore related.
So the texters will get the Bay one, and the callers will get the inshore one.
Yes. Right. And I would encourage people, if they're texting or calling, to ask some really detailed questions, like challenging things about how to fish a dock in the bays or things like that. Because while we're on here, I usually when I come on here, it's kind of they're basic questions. We want you to get into thinking about some really hard,
deep into it.
Yeah. Think about some difficult questions.
And I've seen a couple already. They're loaded up for you already, and you could do that through the app. Text us via the app. The only way you can do it. And again, Pete and I get those messages, and you'll be in for one of those prize packs. And the callers again, 213-432-1090. We're going to be back with Kevin, the Sea Samurai, and Chris from I'll try not to butcher it.
Arechaederra.
Arechaederra. All right.
Yep, close enough.
So we're going to be right back on the Let's Talk About the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
This is Pete, and I hear it all the time. That Jim and Mary at Poway Valley Collision are amazing. I took my car to Poway Valley Collision, mentioned Let's Talk Hookup, and they gave us VIP treatment, fixed our car, and even gave us a special price. Believe me when I say Poway Valley Collision is worth the drive from anywhere in the Southland. At some point, your car will need a body repair, and I'm confident in saying it pays to go to Poway Valley Collision. Our listeners can save hundreds of dollars on your next car or truck repair. They work with most insurance companies, including Auto Club, MetLife, Wawanesa, and more. All you do is call Jim, Mary, or any of their team members, and they do all the the rest. No hassles, just top-notch work and VIP treatment. When you take your car or truck to Poway Valley Collision, the job and experience will be top-notch. Get it fixed right at Poway Valley Collision. 14211 Garden Road in Poway. Check PowayValleyCollision.com.
Hayden Lane here from Fast Lane Kayaking, and I gotta tell you about all the rad new stuff we have in the shop. Like the fully updated new line of Hobie inflatable kayaks, the iTrek series. Hobie took the best-selling i11S and made it even better. Then added new models like it, like the new iTrek 9 that weighs just 37 pounds, fully rigged, packs into a small bag with wheels, and fits just about anywhere. And on the water, this thing performs, featuring a super wide and flat hull shape that is stable and an elevated beach chair style seat that is comfortable. Or the all-new Hobie Mirage Lynx. Inspired by the shape of the inflatable kayaks, Hobie made a durable and ultralight hardtop model. It's the missing link. It looks like a hybrid of a stand-up paddleboard and a kayak. And the best part, at just 45 pounds, the hull weighs about half as much as similar-sized kayaks. And it's stackable. Pile them up on your roof rack or your truck bed. You gotta see this thing. Stop by the shop. We're right on the water in Dana Landing Marina in Mission Bay. Or check us out online at FastlaneKayaking.com.
This is Captain Tim Ekstrom from the long-range vessel Royal Star. With my partners Randy Toussaint and Brian Sims, we have set the bar for the long-range fishing experience. Spring 8-day, summer 5-day, or fly-down, fly-back 11-day winter trip, we deliver the highest quality long-range voyage you will find. From our premium RSW fish storage to our top-of-the-line chefs and crew, Royal Star distinguishes itself from all others. Want to grab a spot on the Royal Star? Check us out at RoyalStarSportFishing.com or call Tracy at 619-224-4764.
This is Captain Dwayne Diego, Pinnacle Sport Fishing. Visual signs are one of our most important aspects to our charter fishing business. It's the reason myself and all of our crew all wear Costa sunglasses. With advanced polarization technology, Costa is designed to help cut through the sun's glare while providing enhanced color and comfort to help you see more fish. Costa was founded over 35 years ago by a group of fishermen wanting high-performance lenses for every fishing application. Costa has a West Coast style frame and lens for your pursuit. Check them out at CostaSunglasses.com.
The giant Captain Rollo's used tackle sale is back. Join us Saturday, April 30th at Seaforth Landing for our biggest sale ever. Doors open from 11 to 3. Come early for best selection, and we will see you there.
All right, welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Man, having Kevin and Chris in studio is so cool. And
just heard Tim Baker talking about the giant Rollo's used tackle sale. That thing is going to be
monstrous.
A monster. A couple weeks away, April 30th.
Over at Seaforth.
At Seaforth, which is really going to be cool. So, I mean, can you imagine what the demand in tackle today? That thing is going to be popular. So you want to get there early. And
well, it's always popular to begin with.
And this is going to be the biggest one Rollo's ever had. It's going to be a great fundraiser, take a lot of kids fishing. And I know Wayne will be there. You're going to be there, Chris?
No, we have the Coastal Social that day.
Oh, big event.
Yeah. So great opportunity for that used tackle sale, by the way.
Yeah, that's a good one. Now, where's Coastal Social?
So Coastal Social is the bass tournament series that we started with AFCO last year. Me and Matt Florentino kind of partnered up and kind of tried to create a tournament series together. And so we did Coastal Social. First one's going to be April 30th. Wayne's going to be at 22nd Street Landing up there. And
all right, so Wayne won't be at the used tackle sale.
Well, he might.
He'll be at 22nd. He's so amazing, though. He can go up and down the street so fast. He must have like one of those flying vehicles from the Jetsons, right?
Yeah, exactly. The futuristic vehicles. And that's actually a good point. We're just growing so fast at CCA. It's like we're running into those issues where our schedules are just so full of events and all that to where I think my next free weekend is in September or something.
Wow.
It's pretty crazy.
Wow.
But anyway, Coastal Social, it's our saltwater bass tournament series. It's great. It's really a tribute to the calico conservation movement from a while ago.
From the 80s.
Yeah, the 80s. Thank you. Yeah, so
slow to grow, so let them go.
Yeah, so it's really just promoting the saltwater bass, trying to promote catch and release for calicos and all that. So, $50 for CCA members, $85 for non-members. We just tack on a CCA membership with that, and
then you're a member.
Yeah, and you're a member. It's as simple as that. So our first one's April 30th. Weigh-ins at 22nd Street Landing. Really no boundaries. Just get in by weigh-in by 3:00, and everything's fair game.
And there's 2 divisions, right?
2 divisions. So there's a boating division with teams up to 3, and there's also a kayak division as well, which I know the guy to my right is going to be.
I'm going to be fishing it.
Yeah.
And this is based out of 22nd Street Landing.
Yeah, that's where the weigh-in's going to be.
Okay.
So that's April 30th, and then September 17th later on this year, we're going to have another one at Dana Landing. So there's going to be a San Diego tournament and a Long Beach tournament, north and south.
Wow.
So really, really cool stuff.
Yeah.
If you're available, we'd love to see you.
Well, you could probably hit the used tackle sale because I think it starts in the afternoon there. So you could fish in the morning and then come and hit the used tackle sale at Seaforth.
We know Wayne's out now.
Yeah, for sure. Well, phones are packed. Texts are pouring in. Let's jump into the phones.
Let's do it. How about Roy? Roy in San Diego. Good morning. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup, Roy.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing?
Great.
What's up, Roy?
Question. All right, quick question. I'm going to be going up to Santa Barbara in a couple of weeks and stuff. I know, Chris, you were just recently there with the sport fishing, and thinking to get a chance to do some fishing up there. Looks like kind of rock fishing there. So, Kevin, question for you as quickly as which SPJ would you use? And then, Corey, what about your plastics on a rock fishing trip?
Interesting.
Good question.
So on the SPJ slow pitch jig, if it depends on the depth. So I tell people when they're trying to pick a jig out for as far as like weight, right? Because the gram is what they go by. They don't by ounce. I would recommend matching the size of the gram to the depth you're fishing. It makes it very simple. So if you're fishing 130 feet or anywhere around that depth, you're going to be wanting a 130 gram jig. Makes it very simple. So 100 feet, 150 feet, that's your money jig right there. If you're fishing past 150, so 150 to about 400 feet, you're going to want the 220, gets down faster, you're able to fish it a lot better. Remember that a slow pitch jig falls very slow. So even though it's heavy, it's still going to be in the strike zone for a very long time. So that's my recommendation.
Yeah, I think that's great. And you could use that heavier jig, actually get down faster and still fish it slow.
That's right.
I like it. Yeah, and then on the plastic end, I don't know, maybe a Viejo Series 5-inch with a 1 ounce, ounce and a half lead head, somewhere in that realm. The Channel Islands, such good shallow water rock fishing.
Much fun.
I mean, incredible. 150 feet or shallower, they do really, really well. So that'd be my recommendation.
What about color?
Color, anything like red and orangish, almost like calico bassy, kind of, like in that realm. I don't know. You know what, though? There's guys that love the bait fish patterns up there, too. So maybe up shallower. How about that? Shallower with the bait fish, deeper with the orange bellies. Yeah.
Orange bellies.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
Yellow.
Hey, thanks a lot for the call, Roy. Appreciate that. Speaking of bottom fish, the 52nd annual Southwestern Yacht Club Bottom Fishing Tournament is Saturday, May 7th. It is a great event and
draws a lot of boats.
Draws a lot of boats, and it's just a super group over there at Southwestern Yacht Club. Super fun, and it's a charity tournament that supports Elder Help, and they have a famous fish taco dinner there. $75 registration for adults, $25 for junior, 16 and under. And if you want to get an early bird in, April 15th is that, and it's $65 to get in. April 15th, which is next Friday. So, or when is it?
Friday.
No, that was Friday. It was yesterday. So you're out. It's out. Yeah. So $75. You got to pay an extra $10.
Okay.
So yeah. So that's right. It's 16th of April already.
Right.
For sure. So anyway, if you want more information, give a call to Southwestern Yacht Club 619-222-0438 and talk to the tournament chairs, or check out southwesternyc.org for more information. But that's a great event. The 52nd annual Bottom Fishing Tournament, Saturday, May 7th. Yeah, for sure.
Sounds like good times.
All right. Hey, I got a great text here that came through, and a lot of fun and good information here. And it's a question for Chris, and it says, Chris, thank you for all your great work, and what is your go-to device for rock fishing? And that's from Darren in San Clemente.
Nice.
Go-to device.
Descending device.
Oh, descending device? I'm kind of old school. I like the little, I forget what they're called, but the little metal thing that you just...
The rock lease?
Yeah, I think so.
Where it's got the little clip on the front?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I use, the spring. Yeah, the rock lease. ROKLE.
Yeah, when it comes to the other one that kind of pops open with the pressure and all that, more often than not, those have just a little bit of a gap, and so it just doesn't really... It sometimes releases the fish early and all that, and that's just based off the lip and all that. Yeah. So I like the old school way where you just kind of stop it and then it just flings off.
Yeah, and it works too.
Yeah,
I've used it many times. Sometimes, like a couple weeks ago, we were out and we caught a big boccaccio we wanted to release, and I had to add more weight. I keep a 24-ounce sinker on it, but I think we had to put another 2 pounds on it to get this guy down.
Dang.
It was a big fish, but it worked. I mean, he got down there.
I remember the old school way where you just have a milk carton, you just push it.
Yeah,
which works. I mean, for multiple fish too.
Yeah.
I have a question. Do you ever see? I know it's more on the technical end, like a Wayne kind of thing, but do you ever see that being having a release device on a boat? Do you ever see that being a law?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think by law, all the sport boats every boat should have one.
Yeah. I mean, really?
Yeah. Yeah, so if you're going to be rock fishing, do yourself a favor. Do the environment a favor and all that. Just have a descending device for sure.
And don't forget, there's now a voluntary zero take on copper rockfish too.
Or chucklehead.
And quillback.
Yeah. Quillback.
And quillbacks too. We don't catch a lot of quillbacks down here, but but up in Channel Islands where we have a lot of listeners up there, they catch them up there.
Yeah, that's a good point, Pete. So all the coppers and all that. So actually, big kudos to SAC and those guys that are really kind of pushing this. They've basically volunteered or trying to get people to release all the coppers this year, just because of all the stock assessments and all that, or lack of rather.
Right.
And we're trying to
inaccurate stock assessments.
There's a ton of them. I mean, my last time out a couple weeks ago, I mean, I had like 6 or 8 of them.
It's probably one of the most prolific species there is, and they want to like. Yeah. It's like when they did it with boccaccio. It's are you serious?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it just shows you how some of these scientists with Fish and Game just have no clue. They're not doing a proper stock assessment.
I heard this, and almost like it hit a nerve, like almost like they're almost trying to find something.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Like, continue.
But the idea behind this, right, Chris, is that if we show a proactive approach by releasing coppers, they're not going to come in and say, well, we're closing, because they were talking about like 6-month closures and closures of different areas, and you can only fish in this depth or that depth. They're talking about all these closures. So if we are proactive, keep the regulations the same the way they are right now with the January February closure and the what is it? Is 60 fathom? Is it 60 or 50 fathoms right now?
I think it's
it changes
60,
so often. Yeah. Keep it the same, and that'll help rebuild the stock.
Yeah, and this is all voluntary, but it's really kind of trying to show everyone, or show all the agencies that we can kind of police ourselves.
Yeah, we can do it,
and we care about it too.
Yeah.
Which.
For sure. They absolutely. Yeah. Well, hey, let's find out what's biting down there from the cast man, Richard Castaneda from Cast Tours.
Yes, and it's brought to you, Pete, by the Catch Report is sponsored by Fisherman's Processing in San Diego. Not only do they offer the great all the great spices and rubs, but they have an Easter special going on, Pete, through April. While supplies last, their Old Town location only. What is it here, Pete?
It's a get their famous
$25. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, the lunch bag special for $25.
Yeah, man, the wiggle treats for the
wiggle tail treats. Yeah,
I know when they're around, because that's Chinook. Rick's dog is all over that, man.
3 for $25 for the wiggle tails.
You're kidding me?
Yeah. And then their famous rubs are 3 for $20, 10 for $60. So you could get the all the ceviche mix. You could get the poke. Oh, the poke mix. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, for sure. And any 6 delicious smoked cheeses for $30, and you get the lunch bag too with it.
This kind of threw me for a loop here, man. All these killer deals.
And then a pound of smoked fish, 3 packs of tuna jerky, and 3 packs of smoked cheese, all for $55.
So this is only available at their Old Town location.
Yeah, can't do it online.
So you've got to step in there at Taylor Street, or you can check them out otherwise, and check out fishermansprocessing.com.
Yeah, and just give them a call and head on down. It's right across from the train station there, or the trolley station at Old Town there. You can't miss it.
I am so happy they moved
Taylor
out of Liberty.
Street Pacific Highway. Oh, it's so much better.
Oh, my gosh, so much more friendly.
Right across from Perry's, so you could either park at Perry's and go have breakfast, or walk across, or park right there. They have a little lot in the back there.
Perfect location, no matter where you're going in the Southland.
Yeah. And, all right, and it's good through April. That's
all right.
All those.
Through the whole month of April.
While supplies last.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, good morning, Castman.
Castman.
Hey, buenos dias.
Buenos dias.
¿Qué pasa, hombre?
Hey, we're doing great, amigo.
That's good. Hey, Pete, looks like the bite's starting to pick up again in Loretto. We had that last week. It kind of went lull because of the sharks that were in there, I guess, and scattered the fish. But looks like things are starting to pick up. They were averaging about 2 to 3 per boat per day this past week. Still some good quality, 20 to 30 pounds. Same thing down in La Paz. They're starting to fish yellowtail down there. The Pargo, the big Pargo Liso, and the dog snapper haven't really taken off yet there, but look for the next couple of weeks, especially those spots around Sorabo Island for those big Pargo, the Pargo Liso, which is the mullet snapper, and the dogtooth should pick up there. Moving down to San Jose del Cabo here again, looks like the tuna is slowly picking up. Water's still pretty cold down there. Some 70, 72, 73 degrees water right now in that entire San Jose and up in the Cca Cortez area there where the Ima and the San Luis banks are, Rama. So look, when that water warms up, look for those tuna, but they are starting to come in. There was a 75-pound yellowfin that was caught on a trolled caballito. So we're looking for that to happen. They're also getting yellowtail, especially the Intergordo is producing some pretty nice yellowtail. And, of course, the entire tip down there from San Jose del Cabo to Cabo San Lucas, all around that area outside, anywhere from 5 to 10, 12 miles, lots of striped marlin to be had down there right now. And, of course, the hot spots, the Golden Gate, it's always kind of a hot spot this time of year for those striped marlin. And, of course, those marlin are now moving back up inside the Cca Cortez. So these Cape boats should, if they aren't already getting into them, they should be getting into them now. Like I said, if they're coming, and there should be a really, really good striped marlin fishery this late spring and early summer. Anyway, that's a report for this week, Pete. I'm off to Panama on Friday with our Let's Talk Hookup Pesca Panama trip. I understand lots and lots of tuna down there right now, especially the banks out there at. My mind just went blank. I'm still blank.
Coiba at
not Coiba, but the Hannibal Bank and Montosa, Jicaron
so much
Island,
fun.
all of that area down there is producing.
I'm dreaming of that place right now. It's such an awesome place. Yeah, you're going to have a great time, and then you get back on Saturday and leave bright and early the next morning for our Loretto Rumble. You're an animal, Cass, man.
Well, I can't believe the Valaris would change that flight till 6:50 in the morning. It was so nice when they had it. It was about 11 o'clock. But,
sorry, Cass. What time do you get back from Panama on Saturday?
You get back about 1 on Saturday.
Oh, it's fine. You're good.
Yeah, I'm going to get a room in Chula Vista. Actually, I got a room already booked in Chula Vista, so I'm going to go down early, spend the night down there, and that way I don't have to get up at 2 in the morning to head down to the airport. So
piece of cake. Well, we'll see you there. And in the meantime, if somebody wants to book to anywhere Cass Tours goes, how do we do it?
800-593-6510. Of course, on the web at www.casstours.com. And I should be able to call you guys on Saturday morning from Panama.
Okay, great. All right.
Give you before we head out. We head to the Pesca Panama barge on Sunday, and then we're fishing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday back to Panama Friday afternoon. Spend the night there. Of course, a great steak dinner at Martin Fierro's, and then back home on Saturday.
It's a great trip. Hey, Cass, have a great time. We'll talk to you next Saturday.
All right, take care, boys.
All right, that's a good one, Cass. We're going to be right back on Let's Talk Hookup. More of Southern California's sport fishing voice when we return on the Let's Talk Hookup app, the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
When you want to catch big bluefin tuna, you need Shimano. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle, the saltwater tackle professionals. The Shimano Beastmaster is the pinnacle of electric reels. Shimano's Gigamax motor packs a winding strength up to 250 pounds, ideal for kite fishing and more. Shimano's butterfly flatfall jigs are irresistible to bluefin tuna because they stay in the strike zone longer. Shimano makes a complete line of butterfly flatfall jigs to target your favorite game fish. For all your Shimano needs, visit us at Fisherman's Landing Tackle at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego. The name that stands out among anglers is Fisherman's Landing, your top choice in local and long-range fishing. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet. Fisherman's Landing offers half-day trips on the Dolphin and full-day trips on the Liberty. Many trips can be easily booked online at fishermanslanding.com. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
Dana Landing in Mission Bay is the one-stop shop for a great day on the water. This is Mia. Come see me and our expert staff for everything you need for your next fishing trip: food, bait, tackle, beverages, and more. Our tackle shop is certainly one of San Diego's finest. We have you covered from bay bass to big tuna, and people that can help you get set up right. We also have Dougie, one of the best reel repair guys around. Need freshwater tackle? Head to East County Bait and Tackle, the best rods and reels, the hottest freshwater lures, and live bait. ECBT has an amazing staff who love to share their passion for fishing. We now also have Lemon Grove Bait and Tackle, both fresh and saltwater tackle, right in the heart of Lemon Grove. ECBT is at the end of the 67 freeway on Maple View and Lakeside. Lemon Grove Bait and Tackle take 94 to Broadway in Lemon Grove, and Dana Landing is right next to the Dana Launch Ramp in Mission Bay. Check danalanding.com for more details.
For quality, the Islander out of Fisherman's Landing is a favorite among anglers. But Islander Charter is much more than great fishing. They also do incredible Guadalupe white shark diving trips, as well as a schedule of kayak mothership trips. Check out Islander-Charters.com. The Islander is San Diego's leader when it comes to 1 1/2 to 5-day fishing. Experience the Islander difference. Visit Islander-Charters.com for all the details. Great fishing is what Seaforth Sports Fishing in Mission Bay is all about. With free parking and fully stocked tackle shop, Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Apollo, Outer Limits, El Gato Doe, Pride, Polaris Supreme, Tribute, Pacifica, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth, Sea-Watch, and San Diego offer the finest half and full day trips available. Seaforth Sport Fishing. For charters or schedule, check seaforthlanding.com. Run by fishermen for fishermen in Mission Bay.
All right, welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. And man, we're giving away so much crazy stuff here. Kicker jigs, war baits, submission jigs, which are slow pitch jigs.
Slow pitch jigs, and the CCA SDA San Diego chapter banquet
tickets.
That's right.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
So that whole package, we're giving away two of them. One to the texter, one to the callers.
Yes,
and
sir.
if you want to join us, I'll give you the telephone number. It's 213-432-1090.
Lines are full right now.
They are.
Keep trying.
Or text us via the app. Only through the app you can text us, and make sure you leave your contact info.
Yep. So
name and telephone number.
If you haven't already, download the app and get on that text and listen to the archives. All the podcasts we have on the app, and Adam does such a great job of getting those up right away. And you can see the picture once we post the app of Kevin's new championship belt there.
I thought Canelo was walking.
Yeah, I know. It was like, with
the next belt.
People should listen to the Danny Wade archive show. By the way, that was last week, right?
Yeah. A couple weeks ago.
That was a fun one.
You got to listen to that. It was so good.
Well, Corey and Danny interacted so well because he built your first rod.
I seriously have I remember him from the 80s and very first surface iron rods. It was a 540 and a Harnell 542 that gentleman wrapped. I mean, how cool is that?
I know. I heard the story. It was awesome.
Be sure to check that episode out. Just go on our app. And,
only through the app.
Yeah. Actually, you can get it on our website, too.
Oh, you
go to letstalkhookup.com to the archives page, and you can get it. By the way, speaking of our letstalkhookup.com, our shop page is finally fixed.
That's awesome.
And you can actually buy T-shirts and hats and AFCO shirts and club cards and things like that. We had issues with our credit card supplier, and we finally resolved them thanks to Chad over there for getting that done. And let's go ahead and jump into the phones.
Let's do it. How about Hills? Hills in Ventura. Good morning. Welcome to the show this morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Morning.
I think CCA Santa Barbara chapter has an event coming up at the Elks Lodge in Goleta. Maybe next week. I saw an email blast. But I got a big sheephead at Eagle's Nest, Santa Rosa, and I was thinking of Kevin, and I was wondering if Kevin ever tried the garden snails for the sheephead.
Oh my gosh!
I've tried some stuff, but I have not tried garden snails before.
Is that what you caught it on, Hills?
No, it was a live squid. That's cheating. But no. But last time Kevin was on, he was talking about how he loves fishing sheephead, and I had heard from some old timer, those garden snails. You bring a coffee can full of those, and you catch all the sheephead. because they eat snails, So
I bet they would work.
So
Oh
anyway.
yeah. So that's a really neat idea. And who doesn't have a bunch of snails just waiting to be picked up and used?
Yeah, for sure.
And Hills, you are right. We do have a Santa Barbara seminar with Jason and Jamie Diamond over at the Elks Lodge up there.
Nice.
That's Wednesday.
This Wednesday, the 20th, I think. Okay.
And then following that, Pete, actually 2 days later, we're actually having a vets trip too, in correlation with the Elks Lodge up there. So all good stuff. All good stuff. And that's our Santa Barbara chapter.
All right. And then also, hey, Hills, thanks a lot for the call this morning. You also want to clarify the depth restriction, which I was wrong, and we've got it cleared up now. It's 100 fathoms, right?
Yes, it's 100.
They change it so often, it's like I can't keep track of it,
And I'm embarrassed. I don't
fish that deep.
I know that, and it's just too early.
I think people. Can I just go over this really quick? Is that cool? We have a little bit of time. So I actually had a conversation with the warden the other day because it was very not clear to me how this works because it's following the 100 fathom curve. And what that means is, for anyone that's kind of trying to understand what that means, is you have to have the land to 100 fathom extension, and there can't be a drop off or anything deeper to disconnect the curve from mainland the U.S. So you have to be following a contour line that doesn't drop off anything past 600 feet. It cannot be disconnected. For example, something like the 14-mile bank, where it's way out there, you can't fish that. You can't fish anything past 600 feet deep out there. You can't fish that.
So what I'm hearing from you is where that 600 feet drops back down, but then 3 miles out comes
like
back
at the 9 Mile bank,
right.
It does that, right?
Yeah, in some places in 9 Mile, but there are certain areas like that, like the North 9, and there's other. I don't even think the North 9 it gets up to like 600 feet tall, but there's some places where you just can't do it because
like
it's
the 43, you can't fish that.
You can't do that,
and that's a Calcott conservation area anyway. Or the what's the one behind Catalina? That's Osborne Bank. Osborne. Yeah. Can't fish those even though they're 600 feet.
And then the islands are a great a conversation too because it does follow the same thing.
It does.
Yes.
Okay, so the islands, so that the 100 fathom curve follows both of the islands.
Yes, so wherever the island is out past 600 feet, if there's ever a disconnect and a jump between a high spot, that's goes down past, like you were saying, Corey, 600 feet, the drop off 600 feet,
and
past that, and it comes back up. You can't fish that spot that's disconnected from the 100 fathom curve.
So crazy.
Very unclear.
It's all way too deep for me.
Yeah, way too deep. Yeah, and do the Fish and Wildlife officials really understand that? I mean, the guys that are going to write you the ticket, it's like, I don't think so.
Well, the people that write the ticket, maybe, but do they understand that it's very unclear for people that are reading this?
Yeah.
Probably not.
No, probably not. Yeah, for sure. Hey, Corey, you have a great text, right?
I do, actually.
Yeah, good one for Kevin, right?
I do have a really good one, and it's from Graham. And Graham, we appreciate you texting the show.
And don't forget to include your phone number and your name when you text us.
And it's about fishing La Jolla, and he's got a question for you, Kevin. Specifically to La Jolla, is there any particular spot each year where when and if the squid do show? Do they show in the same spot, and do they usually make their bed in the same zone?
Okay, so if you asked me in 2010 to 2012, I would have had a really biased answer because it was so thick back then. Recently, the last few years, I will say that the answer to the question is they do not set up in any one particular spot. They do not set up at any time in the year. So you really have to be on this. Whenever it happens, it just happens. It sounds like I'm just kind of shoving off the question, but truly, like last year's a perfect example. There was this weird squid bed off of Mission Bay that I've never seen it so close to the harbor before. I've never fished that close to the harbor. I've never seen squid that close to the harbor.
It was literally right in front.
It was a mile away.
Yeah.
Maybe less. It was wild. And that was an eye-opening experience because I always thought they'd be in the same place in every single year, same time, whatever, but they just don't do that. They're very random. You do have to go and find it. A lot of people will not talk about it, so you got to go find it for yourself. it's not a very easy thing to find. So there's no identification for it. The squid, unless they're really thick, they won't float up to the surface, right? So in the middle of the day or maybe at night when you have lights, but you really have to go out there and try to figure it out for yourself because it's so low key is the word.
For sure. Yeah. All right. Hey, let's jump into the phones, Corey.
Let's do it. How about Alan? Alan calling from Corona. Good morning. Welcome to the show this morning, Alan.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen.
Hi, Alan.
I have a two-part question. Hey, good morning, Daniel. I was able to catch Daniel at a seminar at Fred Hall a couple of years ago, and I'm wondering if he can help me out with this two-part question of mine. The first part of the question is in regards to La Jolla. I noticed that Daniel said that sometimes he'll go out in the afternoon, and I'm wondering what time that is because I know the wind will pick up there, at about 10, 11 o'clock. So if he's got a time to suggest going out in the afternoon. And the other part of the question is, where does he park, right? Because summertime and just being able to get your car parked down there in La Jolla, I'm wondering if there's a trick to that, So just the two-part question. I'd love to be able to get a result.
Sure.
Yeah, secret,
Kevin?
Basically.
Yeah, so I'll answer for Daniel.
His name's Kevin.
Yeah.
I'd prefer Kevin because he's got all that killer info.
Yeah. I'm changing my name for you in my phone to Daniel now.
Nice. So the best time to go out is anytime you can get out in La Jolla, whether that's 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock. As you got time to go fish, you should not just keep it to a schedule.
Go for it.
Sometimes it just happens random times. Like
it's not always a morning thing.
It's not always a morning thing, which is why he's talking about the afternoon. I like fishing afternoon because there's wind. I like winds for sight fishing. It's awesome. It breaks up the reflection on top of the water. You can see fish. You can penetrate with your eyes with polarized glasses a lot deeper in the water. Parking is interesting, especially during the summer. It doesn't even matter if it's a weekday. During the afternoon, you won't find a spot, so you have to take a gamble with parking. You're either going to roam around and search for that street parking that's out there, possibly go in the parking lot. If you don't have a kayak in the back of your bed, then just park in the parking lot if you can get it. Or you walk a long distance. I've had to walk almost 1.5 miles sometimes to get to the launch ramp just to park.
But it's really cool because those aren't familiar with La Jolla. You could actually pull your vehicle up onto the sand and unload your stuff like literally 100 feet from the water and then go find a parking spot.
It's one of the few places that make it really easy to access with a kayak.
Really, where else could you?
So do you feel safe that you can just dump your stuff and then go park?
You want to make sure that you kind of know who's around you, right?
Yeah.
And I would actually just say that if anyone's planning on going down there and doing weird stuff, we as a community have absolutely taken down guys that have stolen stuff from the cameras that are right there, because there's a camera that watches the launch ramp.
Yeah.
Oh, we've gotten them.
Yeah.
So they don't mess with us very much anymore. Let's be honest with you.
It's the way it should be.
Yeah. We're good to go. Our community is super tight. So and
there's a lot of eyes watching there.
Lots of eyes.
So you feel good about just dropping your stuff there and
yes, sir.
And then going and parking.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right. Very good. All right.
Hey, we're going to be right back on Let's Talk Hookup. More from Kevin, C. Samurai, and Chris from Cca when we return on the Let's Talk Hookup app, the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
The ranch is small, it's very personal, very intimate. I don't think there's anywhere else that you could have the old Baja feel and have all those miles of beachfront, the palapa roofs and the stone walls. There's not a room that you don't have some kind of ocean view. You don't give up any amenities at the ranch. It's just very rustic. You know how when you cook outdoors it tastes better? Well, that's Rancho Leonero. It just tastes better. We have paddle boards, we've got kayaks, we've got snorkeling equipment, of course. We've got 12 super pongas. We have dive trips. We've got over 40 kayaks at the hotel. We've got all accurate equipment, very top of the line. And when the fishing's good, we'll freeze your fish, pack it all up, send it home with you. People love it. They'll come back 5-6 times a year. That's the highest accolade we can get. 1-800-646-2252. 646-BAJA. And RanchoLeonero.com. It's unique.
When it comes to fishing rods for saltwater, there's just one name you need to know, CalStar. Take, for example, the Graphiter series. It's a true graphite and fiberglass composite rod, the finest it's ever been built. And for anglers seeking traditional performance, durability, and quality at an affordable price, the CalStar West Coast series of rods and blanks are the ones for you. Their master craftsmen bring decades of rod building experience to every rod they make. So if you want your fishing rods to be truly state-of-the-art, I always recommend CalStar at fine tackle stores everywhere.
Many years ago, Baja pioneer Bob Van Wormer found the area he called the Great Fish Trap in the East Cape of southern Baja and built what is now regarded as the premier East Cape resorts of Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Today, following in their father's footsteps, Bob's sons, Bobby, Chucky, and Eddie, have taken Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol to new levels with the largest sport fishing fleet in Mexico, a luxurious spa, and top-of-the-line resort amenities. Van Wormer Resorts have become a destination for travelers worldwide. But for us, Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol are just a short 2-hour flight away. No other tropical fishing destination offers the experience and value that you'll find at Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Now you can plan your Baja fishing vacation quick and easy by visiting VanWormerResorts.com. And when you're ready to book, it's quick and easy. Or simply call 877-777-TUNA for more information. Van Wormer Resorts, the East Cape's finest.
The future comes standard at your San Diego County Ford dealers, so swing on by and check out the legendary Ford F-150, the smart and capable Ford Ranger, and the all-new Ford Bronco Sport. New inventory is arriving daily, and your San Diego County Ford dealer is here to help you build and order the truck or SUV of your dreams. Want to make sure you get the right truck to tow your boat? They'll help you order the right configuration to meet your needs. Want to make sure you get the right SUV to haul your gear on your next adventure? They've got you covered there too. Escape, Edge, Bronco Sport, Explorer, and Expedition. They've got the SUV that's perfect for you. If it isn't on the lot, they'll order it and get you exactly what you need. They want your trade, so swing by your nearest San Diego County Ford dealer or visit buyfordnow.com to see all the great deals. They'll be glad to hook you up.
There are plenty of boat slips and marinas in San Diego, but there's only one Kona Kai. It's not just a place to park your boat. It's a way of life here in America's finest city. The Kona Kai Resort Spa and Marina has multiple swimming pools and a private beach, waterfront restaurants, and award-winning spa, most of which is included for marina tenants. Check resortkonakai.com for more information. The Kona Kai Resort, much more than just a place to park your boat.